Hello again. I'm Nigel Crossley. I'm the Regional Secretary for the South West TUC.
I'm Joanne Kay, Regional Secretary for Unison South West.
So we're soon to create a virtual procession. In these times of COVID, we weren't able to be all marching through the streets and meeting everyone in Tolpuddle as the grand procession turns around. A great shame, but we wanted to try and create something online. So we'll talk to you about that in a moment. But I think before we start, I'd like to pay tribute and thanks to all the volunteers and everyone who has made this virtual festival possible.
It's been really nice seeing people and chatting to people as well online, but all of us really want to be back here next year doing a proper festival and it wouldn't be great to be lining up to March right at the moment with our music, and some of us even dance through the march as well, so it's really sad not to be there, but we hope this works.
But we've learnt a lot, I think, in these last few weeks about what is possible online. Hold on, I'll get the noises off. We know what's possible online, and I think we need to put these into good effect for union organising. We've been able to reach people that we didn't think possible in the real Tolpuddle, both around this country and around the world, as you will see later from some messages. So, and we've learnt to organise people, give people support, advice, assistance using virtual digital technologies, and we can't let that go. We've got to be able to extend the reach of trade unionism and solidarity using all the tools. And I think we've learnt an awful lot. Certainly I've learnt a lot about live streaming and Zoom and Facebook Live. And it's never going to be quite the same again. And we've got to make sure it's better.
So hopefully next year, if we do get together, we may be able to beam Tolpuddle out to the world as well as being there in person. I think that's our hope.
So what you may not know is that when we discussed the arrangements for having a virtual festival, we were talking to people in the village, and there were people who still wanted to make sure that they had a procession, however small. And so we agreed that we would do nothing to encourage people to come to the village. A lot of people were nervous about spreading the infection. We didn't want to do anything to alarm them, cause them concern, but we very much wanted to support their idea of having their own festival, their own procession. No politicians leading the march, no trade union leaders, but key workers who will represent the key workers who've been looking after us all, who've been keeping us fed, delivering our post, driving our lorries. And what better way, we thought, was to have a small procession of the key workers from Tolpuddle being applauded by the people of Tolpuddle.
And there'll be 6 of them, so it's quite symbolic, like the 6 martyrs who were heroes of their time. There are 6 key workers who are heroes of 2020. I understand that more people may have joined or want to join, but our intention was for it to be 6 key workers.
So we're just waiting to see when we can go over to this, what I think will be a very special event in the history of Tolpuddle. There's been processions down the years. We've just got some footage, photographs that I've never seen before from 1912, the first procession through the tiny village of Tolpuddle. And it would be a shame that we don't do something fitting this year. So, are we ready to go over to...
And don't forget to post your pictures.
Oh, of course. So when we go over to Tolpuddle, please post your photographs, your favourite picture of your banner, one you've had made, your placards. Post them into the comments section of the feed, of this feed. So post them below, and hopefully we'll create a great visual procession of banners. Okay, oh, well, we're ready to go to Tolpuddle, but before we do, let's go to Graham Moore, who sings this great song, written as his anthem for his musical, The Tolpuddle Story. This was the point at which thousands of people from around the country were protesting, petitioning, marching to bring them home. So Graham Moore.
Sing along.
We will bring them home. The massive campaign culminating in the huge procession at Copenhagen Fields. Well, this was a song for the women in Tolpuddle Martyrs, the musical. I'll have to do it on my own. From a distant town, I can hear an anvil ring. Round a blazing fire, 1,000 voices sing of a time coming soon, when the order will reverse, when the first shall be last, and the last shall be first. We will bring them home. We will bring them home from the claws of the mighty, with their hearts of stone. We will bring them home. We will bring them home. We'll reach out across the ocean and we'll bring them home. In the deepest mine and the dark satanic mills, at the cutting of the seam, the spinning of the wheel on the raging deep, and the ploughing of the land, many tongues will talk of the rights of man. We will bring them home. We will bring them home from the claws of the mighty, with their hearts of stone. We will bring them home. We will bring them home. We'll reach out across the ocean and we'll bring them home. From an acorn small, the mighty oak will rise. If we speak as one, we'll together win the prize. Raise your voices high, let them ring throughout the land. And for justice now, we'll together make a stand. We will bring them home. We will bring them home from the claws of the mighty, with their hearts of stone. We will bring them home. We will bring them home. We'll reach out across the ocean and we'll bring them home. Come on, we will bring them home. We will bring them home from the claws of the mighty, with their hearts of stone. We will bring them home. We will bring them home. We'll reach out across the ocean and we'll bring them home. We will bring them home. We will bring them home from the claws of the mighty, with their hearts of stone. We will bring them home. We will bring them home. We'll reach out across the ocean and we'll bring them home.
I'm Lorraine and I live in this lovely thatched village of Tolpuddle, and I am the village fiddler, if you like. I play in a Claude and the Cats, and which is local to this village, and I am so proud to be able to lead the march today in honour of the Tolpuddle Martyrs. Because we can't have the weekend, it's because of the pandemic. It's great that we can still get the village together and celebrate what are all the good things in life.
I'm Steve. I'm the village postman here in Tolpuddle, and I've been delivering for the past 10 years. Even during this pandemic, I've been here on a daily basis. I'm very proud of the service that Royal Mail give to this village, and I get to know every single person. I know the people, I know the children, I know the dogs, which is great, because to me that's like an extended family. One thing I've been asked to do is to take part in the march this year, because the festival cannot go ahead, obviously because of this crisis. And again, I'm very proud to take part, and I get to see all the people I deliver to. And mainly, it's a massive thank you for everybody who's worked through this pandemic. So, yeah, that's why I've joined in this year, and I'm looking forward to it.
My name is Margaret Mageza. I'm originally from Zimbabwe. I came to UK in 2000 because my family was persecuted by the government. So I've been in this country looking after the elderly and vulnerable people. Currently, I'm looking after, caring for John's husband, Oliver Trevitt, before he passed on. And now I'm caring for the wife, John Trevitt. Oliver worked for the farm for many years and he was a member of the union. And throughout this coronavirus epidemic, I haven't been home since March. My house is in Coventry because John is shielding. So I was just trying to protect her from the virus. Because of this virus, of coronavirus, she would be at risk. So I was providing moral and emotional support. Thank you.
My name's Tony Gould. I live in Tolpuddle, born in Wimborne here in Dorset, and I was formerly a member of the National Union of Agricultural Workers and an official of that union, which merged eventually now into Unite. Now Unite has a branch based in Dorset, actually called the Tolpuddle branch, which is for food and agricultural workers, and is still going strong and shows the link there is between the original Tolpuddle Martyrs, 6 men from this village who with such courage fought the ruling class, argued the case, and eventually got repatriated to Britain amidst much acclaim. I'm very proud to say the tradition continues in Tolpuddle.
You won't see this on your test.
I've only got that holster, the whole left ribbon. It takes away.
You haven't got one there.
You have the word carrier.
Thank you.
got a plan. We must exercise freedom of speech just as we exercise our bodies. So here is another idea for getting your work out there during the COVID crisis, but also you may want to protest about all sorts of things going on here and in America. So here's an idea about getting your work out there. So you just take a nail and it's a bit difficult to hold the phone and do this at the same time, but let's see how I go on with this nail. So you whack a nail through the front of the painting, actually, it can be quite effective, into a stick behind, something I've done many times, but not actually holding up. There we are. So there we are. I've nailed that painting to a pole. I've got plenty of poles here from last year when I did a piece which was a sort of protest piece. Well, solidarity really with the TUC. The TUC, one of its key elements or key moments is the story of the Tolpuddle Martyrs, who were forming a union, and they were caught and deported to Australia in the early 1800s. So I've shown you how we can exhibit an artwork, you know, in the front of our house when he's going, or show solidarity with the NHS. The NHS spells hope. Thank you all. And there's still art, there's still hope. But here's another idea for creating a quick exhibition, making an exhibition perhaps of yourself. Paint freedom, everybody. This is a good use of art. And remember, Black lives do matter.
Goodness, but yeah, we thought
And then every week, about that week,
it's been bonkers. It really has been bonkers.
what we found is the payments for the
Oh, you're doing the whole wall? render. Okay. Line render. Good. Nice, isn't it? A good shot, Finn.
would like to thank Gary Jarman here at Pageant Productions, who have turned around a lot of film that we've just taken from Tolpuddle in record time. I think we're all learning as we go, but he's done a grand job, and particularly to our amateur camera operators, Neil, Steve and Tom, have been using their mobile phones and cameras to take the footage in the village that you've just seen.
Apparently we're back. The wonders of modern technology. You can't yell out saying, "Is my mic working?" like you would at a rally. But thankfully people on Facebook have said you can hear us.
Yes, you're on mute.
Yeah, we weren't on mute, and it was an actual sound problem. Remember the days when we didn't have to ask people whether they were on mute or not. I was just reading out some of the really nice comments that people have been saying how moving it is. Lisa Beth Black says she's been doing that march every time since she was a small child, and how moving it is. Rob Johnson, who's a regular, saying it's just a wonderful event. Lots of praise for Lorraine the fiddler, and saying, can we have her back to lead the procession next year? Might be a little bit of marching band competition there, but certainly it'd be great if she was part of the festival. And just a real lot of love for the march from the comments. Sorry about some of the technical problems we have with posting pictures, but we've approved lots of pictures as well, so if you look in the group you should see a lot of the banners there.
And obviously a big thanks to everyone in the village who came out and clapped and played their part, and particularly to those key workers who represented not just themselves but all key workers who've been seeing us through this crisis right across the land, and whatever our politics today, whatever our feelings about the way that this has been handled, I think we've all shown our gratitude to the key workers. And when this is all over, let's make sure that they're properly rewarded and properly respected. They mustn't pay for the crisis that we're now in. They must be treated better in future.
And next year will be a real chance to celebrate and really fight for a better future for them.
So I think we've filled in enough now. I think the time has come where that moment when we're starting to return from the procession and Rob Johnson comes and plays to allow the rest of the march to get back to the field in time for the speakers. So I'm pleased to be able to introduce a great friend of the festival. It wouldn't be him, it wouldn't be the event without
him, would
Rob.
it?
So over to you, Rob Johnson.
Well, it's nice to be here, even if he's not there. Here's a song while we're waiting for the march to return. Here's to all those garage bands who've got the world to go. A red guitar, GCD, that's all you need to know. And here's to those who never lose the clarity of youth, who come to set the record straight with nothing but the truth. Stay cool, keep left, shine bright. Stay cool, keep left, shine bright. And here's to all those centuries, and into all those wars, those nights in Barcelona, those goals we almost scored. And here's to all our children, and their children yet to come. And here's to all those voices that will not be struck dumb. Stay cool, keep left, shine bright. Stay cool, keep left, shine bright. Sing. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. So here's to all those big words in the little things we do. Solidarity, diversity, your local union news, running on love and fueled by justice. From Tolpuddle to Timbuktu, stay cool, keep left, shine bright. Stay cool, keep left, shine bright. Everybody sing. La 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 la. Can't hear ya. La 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 la. Stay cool, keep left, shine bright. Stay cool, keep left, shine bright. From Tolpuddle to Timbuktu. Well, maybe with any other government we still might not have been able to have Tolpuddle in a field this year. But surely with any other government we wouldn't have had the highest death rate in Europe. 60,000 of us killed by murderous incompetence. Well done, Boris. When all this is over, you can head straight to the pub, meet your mates and family, give your mum and dad a hug. In the city or the synagogue, the cinema or the mosque, say a prayer and light a candle for those we loved and lost. These are the days we don't forget. These are the days we don't forget. You could hear the sound of bird song, the silence of machines, and fragile, small and beautiful, the echo of our dreams. You could hear behind the headlines, not a word they said was true. So we clapped the frontline workers, that was all that we could do. These are the days we don't forget. These are the days we don't forget. Who was on the ambulances? Who was on the bins? Who was on the checkout, stacking shelves with all those tins? Who was on the transport? Who was on the vans? Who was in the care homes, washing more than just their hands? These are the days we don't forget. These are the days we don't forget. Who had no gloves or visors, but worked on nonetheless? Who had those smart advisors and still failed to track and test? Who was on intensive care? Who was on TV to wash their hands of those who died with no apology? These are the days we don't forget. These are the days we don't forget. Well, they didn't go to Eton, and they came from far and wide. Through low pay and humanity, they went to work and died. So thank you won't be good enough. Let us not return to those businessmen as usual, but remember what we learned. These are the days we don't forget. 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 Send us in your lockdown jokes and stories. Something cheerful, upbeat, warm and quirky. Having trouble coping with the children? OMG, look at my haircut. Try this. She only had one mother, and her mother had to go to work. Though her mother had breathing problems, management made her work out on the platforms. without protection, collecting tickets at Victoria Station, where she was coughed at and spat on. So she dies a fortnight later. Lockdown jokes and stories. Lockdown jokes and stories. How many Daily Mail journalists does it take to make a hero? They only had one father, and their father had to drive the bus. They said their father was proud and loving. The ventilators could not save him. She only had one lifetime, spent a lifetime teaching children. It said she was gifted. She would be greatly missed by all. Lockdown jokes and stories. Lockdown jokes and stories. How many Daily Mail journalists does it take to make a hero? Here comes the joke. How about Dominic in lockdown? How he thinks he can do anything he wants to, so he does. How he thinks because he might have symptoms, he should drive from London to Durham and back again, taking in the castle. And all his friends say, well done, Dominic. After all, he isn't part of the herd. He don't resign and he don't say sorry, because he's part of a government getting away with murder. Lockdown jokes and stories. Lockdown jokes and stories. How many Daily Mail journalists does it take to make a hero? Lockdown jokes and stories. Lockdown jokes and stories. Billy Mujinga, rail worker. Mervyn Kennedy, bus driver. Louisa Raja Kumari, teacher. This is for them. Lockdown jokes and stories. We'll rehouse the homeless in Buckingham Palace. Start at the bottom, work down to the top. Stop the city, rebuild the forest, cancel the rent, nick all the cops. Be reasonable and demand the impossible now. Be reasonable and demand the impossible now. Motorways into canals, close all the older Marston's down. All differences equal, systems for people, not the other way around. Yeah, be reasonable and demand the impossible now. Be reasonable and demand the impossible now. Spring all the circus, bourgeoisie, where the rich sing the blues till their trousers fall down. Then they give you the price of a nice cup of tea. Be reasonable and demand the impossible now. Be reasonable and demand the impossible now. Grow gardens and hospitals on every street, sunflowers, playgrounds and schools, where you do what you like, cause you like what you do. And we'll stop the war once and for all. Yeah, be reasonable and demand the impossible now. Be reasonable and demand the impossible now. No master, no landlord, no flag, no guru, no gauleiter, no commissar. Just justice and poetry, and jam on it too. When they ask who's in charge here, we all say, we are. Be reasonable and demand the impossible now. Be reasonable and demand the impossible now. No master, no landlord, no flag, no guru, no gauleiter, no commissar. Just justice, poetry, jam on it too. When I ask who's in charge here, we all say, we are. Be reasonable and demand the impossible now. Be reasonable and demand the impossible now. Be reasonable and demand the impossible. And demand the impossible. And demand the impossible.
Thank you, Rob. Yes, be reasonable, demand the impossible now. That's what we need to be doing, making demands, making a change for working people. So we're going to have a short break now. Thanks to everyone for joining us. And we'll be coming back very soon with some great speakers. So we're just going to break the feed so that people can watch it back afterwards in nice easy chunks. So please stay with us. We'll be back in a moment.
See you in a bit.